Yo, what up, niggas? It's your boy Philochko here, also known as Philco. This one, I'm kind of making a video for Americans and Russians. I'm going to have to speak carefully in this video because I know I'm all burping and stuff. I'm going to have to speak carefully in this video because I know a lot of people watching this video right now are going to be super duper sensitive. But I have to explain something I've been noticing about Russia. Now, I'm sure America does something similar, but not the same. Everything I'm going to say in this video is going to be based on facts. You know, I'm going to give facts to everything I'm saying. Just straight facts. That's it. Just straight facts. And you have to listen carefully. I'm going to speak slowly. I'm going to use simple English. All that stuff, right? So just pay attention with my bling chicken hat on. Now, 3 things. Right now I only remember 2. I'll probably remember the other one as I talk. But 2 interesting things happened today that made me kind of realize something. One, someone sent me a song and music video by some Africans who made a song called like Vladimir Putin. So like Go Hard Like Vladimir Putin. It's a decent song. Song's alright. And then someone sent me an article. Somebody wrote about me in the city of Penza. I believe it was Penza. They wrote an article about me, and the title of the article was American Blogger Says Penza has better cars than America. Now the thing with the rappers who were singing about Vladimir Putin, when I watched the news clip, because it was on the news, they kept saying African Americans singing about Putin, going hard like Putin, they speak Russian perfectly, African Americans, blah 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 blah. And then on my shit, like I told you, I said that Tambov has better cars, Penza has better cars than America. I never said that. And those dudes are not American. Let me explain something. Now I don't know what exactly it is. I know it's propaganda and I know it's politics. I know everyone has it. But there's something I noticed about Russian politics since I've been in Russia, and I think it's so immature. It's extremely immature. Now I know America does a lot of shit too. Not saying America doesn't. But I just gotta speak to the Russians on this one because it's just ridiculous. You know, and I'm sure the Americans do ridiculous shit too, maybe even worse, especially when international policies like invading Iraq and all that stuff, and then when Russia invades Ukraine, it's a problem, but we did it first, and only we can do it, but Russia can't do it. Let's just hypothetically say Russia is invading Ukraine. Let's just pretend they are. Should we be able to complain about it? No, because we did the same shit with Iraq. That was basically an illegal invasion. We weren't supposed to do it. So how come we can illegally invade and they can't? These are just facts I'm speaking right here. You see what I mean? So I don't care if I'm speaking about Russia or America. I'm going to be honest. And I'm going to be honest right now. Now back to Russia. And as I was watching that, the news clip, and they kept saying African Americans, African Americans, African Americans rapping about Putin. The first thing I said was, 1, they're not American. And then I said, 2, this is just bullshit. Now, for a person who doesn't know better, when they hear something like African Americans rapping about Putin, some people will honestly think that American blacks are rapping about Putin, like Putin's the man, American blacks. No. Stop it. No. That's not what's happening. No. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Putin. I'm being real. American rappers don't rap about Putin. They don't do it. When we rap about presidents, American rappers, who they rap about? Obama. They're not going to rap about Putin. They may mention him like, no, straight face or I'm a real nigga, but they're not going to hop around singing songs about Putin. They're not going to do that. This is America. They're not going to do that. And it doesn't mean they have a problem with Putin. You know, blacks respect Russians a lot, actually. Blacks respect Russians a lot. But they're not going to hop around singing songs about Putin. That's not going to happen. And me, I never said that Penza had better cars, that any place had better cars than in America and Russia, because I've yet to see that. America has, well, America and Germany, from where I've been, has the best cars right here in America. I've been all over Russia. There's no city I've seen in Russia that has better cars than America. I haven't seen it. Now, Moscow and Penza, they have the best cars in Russia from what I've seen, and maybe Chechnya, but I haven't seen any place in Russia with better cars than in America. I haven't seen it. And I've never said anything like that because it's not true and I won't say it. But they're saying it to make it look like Americans or an American thinks Russia's better than America. That's something I kind of noticed. This also happened to me in, where was it? Saratov. They also did this to me in Saratov, where they released some bullshit article basically trying to make it look like that an American thinks Russia's better than America. Now, I've said a lot of times, I have no problem with Russia. I'm wearing a fucking Blinsky hat, and I just went out today and bought a Winnie Pooh shirt. It says, yes, sure, like, have any, and I wanted to say, yes, I wanted it to say, yes, and I do, like, what if I find it on the back, but they didn't have that. So, I respect Russia a lot. I do. But the truth is the truth. Americans aren't into Russia. The place I bought this shirt at today is a new place. Is on East 28th Street, 5th Avenue. You can check it out. I went down speaking Russian with the lady. She was so impressed, and I was asking her, I'm like, you know, this is kind of weird that you have a Russian shop in the middle of Manhattan. Like, you belong in Brighton Beach or something. How's business? And she told me, honestly, it's not doing well. I said, yeah, Americans aren't really into Russian culture. How many Americans go to get their Russian visas? It doesn't happen. It's extremely rare. And I've even read, this is the third thing, I read reports, and people were telling me things that reports released in Russia that Americans are going to Russia in droves and giving up their American citizenship. How rare is that? That is extremely fucking rare. For any American who goes to Russia and like changes citizenship or whatever, there's at least 1,000 Russians who do that in America. So it's kind of immature, you see what I mean? Because it's not that they're lying, it's just they're trying to exaggerate something. I'm a black American, actually American. Born and raised, passport, the way I speak, everything. No foreign accent, American accent. I respect Russia, I enjoy Russia. But I'm not ever going to be one of those dudes who's in Russia basically trying to make it look like Russia's better than America. That's not why I go to Russia. I'm not some, yeah, Russia's better than America dude, and I'll never be that dude. I'm American, this is my home, and I will never disrespect it no matter how much people don't like it. You understand? I'm not that kind of dude. I'm not a clown. I don't sing and dance for people and let them hear what they want to hear. That will never be me. I will always give you the truth. Now, of course, there's things about Russia that are better than America. I made videos about it. There are things in Russia that's better than America. Let's say Moscow versus New York City. I said the metro station in Moscow, clean. It's like Russians care about their environments a little more. They don't litter that much, you know, compared to Americans. Every day I fucking see Americans littering here. Every day I throw something on the fucking floor. Our people are fat as shit. They don't give a damn about their health. A lot of times they fake smile when they don't mean it. They're two-faced. They're smiling in front of you, then soon they go away from you. Oh, fuck that motherfucker. They're two-faced. And Russia's not like that. They don't like you, they'll let you know. They're not going to smile in your face and pretend they like you. So there's good and bad things about both. But the plain, simple fact is, there's a whole lot more Russians who look up to America than they'll ever, well, I'm not going to say ever, but then probably ever than there'll be Americans who look up to Russia. That's just how it is. The numbers speak for itself. The numbers speak for itself. Why is this? I've said this many times. America advertises much better than Russia. America knows popular culture much better than Russia. If you get like some real American rappers to rap about Vladimir Putin, then you got something. If you get like young Jeezy, Jay-Z, Eminem, any of those dudes be like, yeah, Vladimir Putin's a man, you got something. But the odds of that happening is extremely low. Those are real American rappers, it's not going to happen. Apparently Timothy said people are singing this song all over Los Angeles, but he's not even American. I'm not a fan of Timothy either. Like, I'm not hating on any of these people. Not the rappers who made the song about Vladimir Putin, because they didn't do anything wrong. It's the media using them in a way that's interesting. They didn't do anything wrong. I like those dudes and I wish them success. Timothy, I wish him success too. I don't have a problem with him. It's just a lot of Russians don't like him. They keep telling me he's wannabe. He kind of seems wannabe. You know, he kind of does seem that. You know, I like Russian rappers like Basta and some other guys because they're Russian rappers, but they don't try to mimic the American culture. You know, I don't like when foreigners rap and try to mimic the American culture. They look kind of stupid. You know, you're not American. You're not from America. Right now I'm talking about Russians and anybody else who mimics the culture. You're not from here. You look stupid. Like, who can vouch for you? So, like, if you coming out, right, and you got this American style and stuff, who, like, it's hard to explain. Who's your big homie? Who can co-sign for you that, yeah, these dudes are cool? So if you want to come out with an American style rap and all this stuff, who's your big homie? Who are you paying respects to? Who do you give shout outs to in your music? Like, you gotta pay respects to where it's due. So if I started coming out with some Russian rap music and I got big, I'd have to give shout outs to the big Russian rappers to show homage that I'm not trying to come here and take over and take your style. No, I respect you, I looked up to you, and this is why I'm doing it, because of you. Or because of these people. You gotta give homage to where it's due. You gotta pay respect to the dudes who did what you're doing before you. You have to. You know what I mean? You have to. And that's something that a lot of people have to learn to do. Now, Timothy, I heard he did some stuff with Snoop Dogg and Puff Daddy, but I don't hear about Timothy anywhere else except for Russia. I haven't heard anyone mention him in America. Whenever I say, yo, you know Timothy, they go, who the fuck is that? You know, and in America, what you guys need to understand, I think I explained this before, is that where you're from is very, very important. That's why I take it to heart so much when someone's called American and they're not. If two rappers ever get in like a dispute, the first thing they try to do to make the other rapper look bad is say, he's not from here, he's really from here. They try to show where you're really from. So they're like, oh, he's not from LA, he's really from San Francisco, or he's not from New York, you know, he's from some nice place in New Jersey. That's one of the first things they try to do because it's very important in this culture. So when I hear someone being called American and they're not American, I don't like that shit. Especially when there's hip hop involved. Dude, the fuck out of here. Where's your passport? You know what I mean? And even if you are American by passport, that doesn't even mean you're from America. It doesn't even mean you're from America. Where have you lived the vast majority of your life? What does it sound like when you're speaking? You know what I mean? So you could be in, like, let's say you could be in China 20 years. Come to America for 5 years. Somehow you get your passport. No matter if you're just American, you can rap, do all this stuff. The instant you still have a foreign accent, you're not American in the eyes of the hip hop community. You're not American. Americans don't rap with foreigner accents. American rappers grew up in this shit. They understand it. You understand? That means a lot to us. It's not just me. It means a lot to us. That's kind of what the whole East Coast, West Coast thing was about. A lot of people in America, especially in the hip hop community, we have pride. We have a lot of pride in where we come from. It means a lot for us. We don't know where our homelands are in Africa. We don't know. We have a lot of pride in where we come from. I'm from Brooklyn. Whenever I've seen it sometimes, but when I hear people bullshit me in some countries I go to, some cities, yeah, I'm from Brooklyn. I go, what part of Brooklyn? The east part of Brooklyn. I'm like, what neighborhood? You know, they don't even know their fucking line. That upsets me. Because I'm from Brooklyn. Don't pretend like you're from where I'm from. You know what I mean? That's my home. You haven't been through what I've been through. You know what I mean? I lived that shit. I lived it. That was me in the 80s during crack and all this shit was going on in Brooklyn throughout the 90s. I was in it. My family was in it. Our homes were broken into by these fucking people. I lived that life. So when other people claim to be American or from Brooklyn and they don't deny it or they just claim it, I don't like it. Because get the fuck out of here. You go through what you went through in your home, but my home is my home. And I'm going to defend it to the day that I fucking die. And sorry for cursing so much this video. So that's basically it, people. I kind of went on long that I wanted to. It's just that I know both Russia and America have propaganda. I know. But that is just real immature propaganda right there. You know, that's real immature. You know, people, propaganda it's healthy if you know how to do it, but sometimes it's just too easy. It's too easy to see through. And like I told you guys before, believe nothing you read about me unless you hear me say it, because I say everything on camera. I have over 1,000 videos on YouTube. I say everything. You ever read something about me and you're like, hey, Phil, is this true? Just send me a message, ask me. Hey, start the message like, hey, I read this about you. And I'll tell you if it's true or not. But odds are, if you watch my videos and you didn't hear me say it, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. So if you watch this video and you feel I insulted Russia, somehow let me know how I insulted Russia. Let me know. Because I love my home of America. Is there something wrong with that? Because I like visiting Russia, but I don't want to live there? That's bad? That's wrong? It's not wrong. You know, not every Russian who comes to America wants to stay. They go home, and that's fine. A lot of Russians come to New York, say they don't like it. Well, that's fine. You know, it's not going to, you don't like New York. I'm not going to fucking cry. Today I put a vote on my wall. Which is the best state? California killed New York. I'm not upset. People like what they like. But the simple fact is, when it comes between Russia and America, Russians look up way more to America than Americans look up to Russia. That is just a fact. Based on numbers, based on visas given, it's just a fact. There's no American neighborhoods in Russia. There's none. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to hurt people's feelings. I just need you to understand what this propaganda is trying to do. What they're trying to say, oh look, Americans are loving Russia more and more and more than they love America, is not true. Those rappers are not American. I never said that about the car. And all the other stuff, well, Americans coming to Russia in droves, it's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. And that's basically it, man. Man, I hope there's nothing I'm forgetting to say. And what do I think? Like, just in case somebody wants to know what I think about Putin, I gave my opinion. I think he's a tough guy. He's much better than Yeltsin. Yeltsin was funny, but that's not good for your country. He was funny. But I think Putin's very tough. But other than that, I'm not gonna sit around and just because I go to Russia and try to say, oh, Putin's much better than Obama. And I'm not at the same time going to say Obama's much better than Putin, because I don't trust the media as it is. Anything I hear about them, the presidents, where do I hear it from? The media. So I don't trust it. I do not trust it. So I don't know what they really want. I don't know what they're really like, and I don't even know what they're really doing. I don't know. I don't trust it. Until one day I get a job in the government or something like that in Russia or in America, then I'll form an opinion. But until then, I don't really know what's going on. And odds are, you don't know either. And I'm out. Later.